fight time, we definitely gonna try to take each other's heads off. And the closer the fight goes, we're both gonna be eager to, show who's the more dominant fighter.
At the seams, you gotta pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford.
But boxing IQ is off the charts. You know what I'm saying? Next to Canelo, not taking nothing away from him.
Terence Crawford shocked Piers Morgan with just 5 words on live TV: "We're going to take each other's heads off." He didn't stop there. With full conviction, he declared, "A win against Canelo Alvarez would put me on Mount Rushmore." This wasn't typical trash talk. It was a mission statement that electrified fans and set the tone for one of the most anticipated fights in boxing history.
And deteriorate, in time. But, a win against Canelo Alvarez, what it would do to my career would put me, on Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
I think I would be one of the greatest fighters ever.
At a recent press conference, Crawford radiated confidence. He didn't hold back when talking about Canelo, even mocking his physique and warning of what's coming. But it wasn't just bravado. Crawford showed the mentality of a fighter who was fully focused and ready to shake up the sport all over again.
Right. Yeah. The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts. And he got a big head too.
Promoter Eddie Hearn weighed in after speaking directly with Crawford. What impressed him most wasn't just Crawford's talent, but his self-assured mindset. Despite the risks of taking on a powerhouse like Canelo, Crawford didn't waver. According to Hearn, it's that elite-level belief that defines greatness.
I go back and forward, to be honest with you. Like, when I talk to Bud, kind of like he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability, and he's very convincing. And then you see the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo. Then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So.
Trainer Bill Haney also backed Crawford without hesitation. A respected voice in boxing, Haney didn't just make a prediction; he aligned himself with Crawford's vision. Haney has watched champions rise and fall, and he sees in Crawford the determination and ability to rise even higher.
Well, for everybody that was straddling the fence, straddling got your pants split. At the seams, you got to pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He done signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational talent, another fighter on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. Yeah, so don't split your pants, pick one.
Meanwhile, trainer Derek James warned Canelo's team not to underestimate the opponent ahead. According to James, Crawford brings a dynamic fighting style and unmatched adaptability. Unlike Canelo's previous opponents, Crawford adjusts mid-fight, making him one of the sport's most unpredictable threats.
The thing about Crawford is, he believes he's doing it, like he believes he's the one. So that's the difference between him and any other fighter that Canelo fight. Because Canelo, people fight the idea of Canelo Alvarez opposed to fighting individually. The thought of him is what puts fear in their heart. But he doesn't care about that because he's Terence Crawford, so it's a totally different thing. So if he can implement his strategy and ride it out to the end of the fight, he's going to be successful. But if Canelo do what he needs to do, and his timing has to be on point. He's not that fast as Crawford is. It's all about time.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's head trainer, emphasized that Crawford is in peak form. From intense conditioning and film study to focused sparring, Bomac says Crawford is mentally and physically dialed in. He believes Crawford's ring IQ and preparation give him the ultimate edge.
Styles makes fights. Bud got the better skills, and got the better mind too.
Do you think with the styles in mind, but also the weight in mind, he can get that job done based on he's just so much more excelling in the skills?
You know what? He gonna get the job done. I promise you. He'll get the job done. Because boxing IQ is off the charts. You know what I'm saying? Next to Canelo, not taking nothing away from you, but but just a little bit better.
Bomac also tackled critics who claim Crawford hasn't fought elite competition. His rebuttal: Crawford makes top-tier fighters look average, a sign not of weak opponents, but of unmatched dominance. Neutralizing threats is, in Bomac's words, the mark of a true great.
For me not to talk about the pound-for-pound #1 in the world, Terence Crawford. Always making headlines these days. He cemented his legacy, I think, certified Hall of Famer whenever he wraps it up. Stepped up in weight, won another world title last time out. Now we're talking about this fight with Canelo Alvarez. It was interesting to see the comments from Canelo on how he sort of assessed Bud Crawford's career. I almost feel after the Spence fight that was like an exclamation point on everything he's done, maybe from critics who never gave him credit. It almost seems like Canelo was downplaying his achievements. What do you make of that? Is that to build a fight? Because it sells itself.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think Crawford's rebuttal was everybody always say he hasn't fought nobody, or everybody that he fought was in your name. But I'm gonna tell you like this: what Crawford said, well, there was something until Crawford fought him. So obviously he's doing a great job because he's making everybody look normal.
Not everyone, like when they go against Canelo, I don't think there's anyone else in boxing who you would ask and say, this is a possible tackle of Crawford because of his pound-for-pound ability. Apparently, it's no rehydration clause. Am I hearing that right? He wants full smoke at that weight.
So, man, this is what Crawford wants. He wants to show the world that he's the best. So, why put stipulations in there? I mean, you know that you can be the best. So, let's go test ourselves.
Promotional events leading up to the fight have been electric. From verbal jabs to tense stare-downs, the heat has only intensified. What started as a title bout is now a pride-fueled showdown. Every moment adds more fire to an already explosive build-up.
Canelo pushes Crawford. This might be the biggest fight the past 50 years. This is gonna be crazy, guys. Look at this. Look. Dana White in the middle, UFC involved, WWE involved. Y'all think this was real? It looked real to me. I don't know. Crawford was staring him down too.
Speculation is growing that Canelo may be taking Crawford too lightly. Fans and analysts believe Crawford's power is both underrated and devastatingly precise. He doesn't just throw punches, he sets traps and lands at just the right moment. Some say this could even lead to Canelo's first knockout loss.
Yo, Canelo is about to get knocked out first time in his career. Y'all really playing with Crawford, bro. Y'all don't realize how much power Crawford actually has. I don't care what weight class he's coming up from. Canelo has never fought anybody like Crawford. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. You really thought I was with the bullshit? Like, come on, we know. Yo, Canelo's different, bro. He's looking like a lion right now. Like the king of the jungle type shit. Stare down, bro. Like this man, if y'all really think this man is gonna get knocked down, this guy has, look, you could say they both the same size, you know what I'm saying? He got a longer reach, whatever. But this dude has fought bigger and better opponents than Crawford, and he has never gotten dropped a single time in his career. You think this little guy is gonna do something to Canelo? I'm gonna keep it a buck. If he manages to knock down Canelo, I'm gonna give Crawford all the props in the world, because that would be crazy. But he's not doing that.
Crawford, however, isn't fazed by the talk of weight class or size disadvantage. To him, this is just another challenge to overcome. Throughout his career, he's thrived under pressure. This fight is about skill, heart, and proving that boxing brilliance defies weight limits.
Excuses why he don't want to take a fight with me. If it's all about business, then you doing good business. If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want $200 million for Benavidez. He want $150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168, your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, he got that in the back of his head. This guy for one, he's tough. For two, he's a boxer. He moves. He can punch. He can do it all.
Interestingly, amid the intensity, both fighters have shown mutual respect. Viral footage of the two sharing a meal highlights their professionalism. It's a unique dynamic public heat balanced by private civility that adds more intrigue to their rivalry.
I don't like this right here. I don't like this at all. Now, I know y'all love Turkey. I like him too. He puts on good fights. And I get that he's trying to show that, hey, through the sport, it's love and unison, no matter who's the biggest, the baddest, whatever it is. But before the fight, I need that feel of, yeah, these two going at it. These two wanna, yeah, they wanna knock each other out. That's how they live. Now, I'm not even talking about promotion. I get it. We promoted two of the biggest fighters of our era. Bang. But I need promotion of, oh yeah, I want to get violent. I want to knock his head off. I'm not saying they're not going to fight. I'm just saying I want more. That's what makes the fight even better. Build up. Think of all the past fights that had, even recently, Ryan Garcia and Ryan Garcia and freaking Haney. You know, fights like that. Build up with something. Even in the pre-fight, it was, hey, I want to beat you up. Now it's oh, I'm sitting up eating dinner, having black, and nah, man, we can do this after the fight. Before that fight, not then. I want to see that. All blocked in, I'm ready to knock them out. I don't know, that's just my opinion. You know, I know a lot of y'all have your opinions. Tell me what y'all think about this.
Analysts from the showbiz adult point to timing is Crawford's secret weapon. Canelo's chin may be legendary, but Crawford's precision and surprise factor make him dangerous. One well-placed punch could be all it takes to change the course of boxing history.
The question I had, which I didn't ask before, because Canelo's chin is one of the greatest chins in history. But looking at the size of Crawford, if he can keep his speed, he's definitely going to keep his timing. He's definitely going to keep his accuracy. Crawford is a knockout artist. The reason why Crawford is a knockout artist is because of his hand-eye coordination, accuracy, and timing. Hits you with shit that you're not expecting. That shit that he hit Errol Spence with, he didn't expect it. That's why he dropped. Same thing with Kell Brooks. He's going to hit Canelo with something weird. Canelo ain't going to be able to roll out of it. Because Crawford's timing is different. Canelo's going to get hit with flush. But the thing is, Berlanga hit Canelo flush after the bell. So that lets you know what kind of chin he has. I'm just saying, can he stymie, can he bell ring Canelo a little bit? Can he sting him a bit to make Canelo not tank for 12 rounds?
Veteran boxing journalist Dan Raphael believes Crawford took this fight not for money, but for legacy. It's a bold move challenging a bigger, more powerful opponent. But that's what sets legends apart, taking risks, making statements, and rewriting the narrative.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing. He found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hyped about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was like, 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage? Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov, people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. Well, you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154. What the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the 30th guy in the world, at 168. So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo is there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think really tried.
Technically, this fight is a dream. Canelo's pressure style versus Crawford's adaptive rhythm. Experts agree, the first few rounds will be critical. If Crawford can control distance, he can neutralize Canelo. But if Canelo closes the gap and targets the body, it could shift momentum fast.
Well, I think Canelo, he likes to go to the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable, and despite him not having the size, shots that you don't see that hurt the most, and maybe Crawford can hit him with some unexpected shit. And because of the repetitiveness of Canelo, maybe he can time him, maybe he can counter-punch with him, because Crawford is unbelievable at that. But I'm fascinated to see if Crawford has the power to get the respect of Canelo Alvarez, because when you don't, it's a long night. It's not nice. Like Crawford did well against Madrimov, and he won that fight for me quite clearly. But Madrimov was countering him. If you can counter the counter puncher, you can give them a lot of problems when they're not used to that. And Canelo can counter people really well. And as great Terence Crawford is, we've never seen him in there with someone with the power of Canelo Alvarez, in a different world of power. And look, maybe Canelo doesn't throw as many shots as he used to, and maybe Crawford might look at that and go, you know what, I'm going to try and outpoint this guy, not get into a war with him, just show my boxing, genius, and outpoint him and outland him. That's possible. It is. This is why this is such a fascinating matchup, man. We've been treated to some amazing fights. Usyk Fury, for example, this is another one of those mega fights on Riyadh season. Again, I'm disappointed for Jake Paul, but I am happy for boxing fans because, my God, this is the treat of the year. And look, I'd love to see Canelo in there with a Hamza Shiraz. I love Hamza Shiraz. He's one of my favorite fighters in the world, and I think he's the future.
For Bomac, the game plan is everything. He sees Crawford's in-fight intelligence as a game changer. From footwork to punch selection, every detail has been drilled. This isn't just a physical contest, it's mental warfare, and Crawford plans to outthink and outfight the champion.
I feel fucking great about it, man. Just talking to Bud, and he motivated. He ready to go.
He's been waiting a long time for this fight, what I mean? You guys are taking off a long time, just waiting for the Canelo fight. You haven't fought since August last year. Do you think that's gonna make him better, sharper?
You know what? It's gonna make Bud wiser. Make him wiser. Give his time his body to heal up, rest up a little bit. Look, dinks here, dinks there. Take his time getting in shape, get his mind right.
Now,
go in there and do it, make it happen.
A lot of people are talking about the weight. They're talking about that, Bud going up 2 weight classes. He didn't look in spectacular form at 154, but, he's going up in weight to face a bigger guy. What do you say about that?
Let's go, man. Let's go. It ain't about weight all the time.
That wraps up today's breakdown. With all eyes on this epic showdown, it's not just about belts or money, it's about legacy, greatness, and rewriting history. Stay tuned for more as fight night approaches.